Hey gamers, Foxfires here, bringing you an update on ArcheAge. Housing upgrades for the upcoming combined patch 1.8 and 2.0 hit the PTS, allowing us to test out the cool new changes. If you haven't seen my previous videos about the patch, be sure to click the links. In this video, I'll cover the quantities of mats needed for the housing upgrades, and what happens if you change your mind about which house upgrade you want. The housing upgrades require blueprints, building modification permits, and construction bundles. But how many of each do you need? Well, it depends on the size of house that you're upgrading. A 50 Guildastar 24x24 house, or a farmhouse, requires 15 blueprints, 3 building modification permits, 60 construction brick bundles, 30 wooden beam bundles, 30 construction tool bundles, which are the ones that are made from iron. A 300 Guildastar 28x28 will cost you 50 blueprints, the same 3 building modification permits, 80 construction brick bundles, 60 wooden beam bundles, and 60 construction tool bundles. A 500 Guildastar 28x28 chalet will cost you 100 blueprints, 3 building modification permits, 140 construction brick bundles, 100 wooden beam bundles, and 100 construction tool bundles. But there is a huge caveat to these numbers. You might have already done the math, gauging based on the bundle number how many stone brick, lumber, and iron ingots you need for your house upgrades. You see 60 brick bundles and calculate that with 10 bricks per bundle you need 600 bricks. That's not so bad. But for the 2.0 patch, while the labor cost of making a bundle drops from 100 labor to 25 labor, a brick bundle doesn't cost 10 bricks anymore. It costs 50 bricks. 5 times more. Suddenly it's not 600 bricks you need, it's 3,000. Or if you're trying to upgrade the 500 Guildastar 28x28, that requires 140 brick bundles, that's 7,000 bricks. Remember, it takes 3 raw stone to make a brick before and after 2.0, so 3,000 bricks is 9,000 raw stone. 7,000 bricks is 21,000 raw stone. No worries, you say. You'll just convert all of your mats to bundles before 2.0 hits, right? Crisis averted. No. Pre-2.0 bundles and post-2.0 bundles are reported to have different ID numbers. So if you convert your mats to bundles before the patch hits, you may have a ton of bundles you can't use. Speculation is that players would have to deconstruct these old bundles and make the new bundles. Players may be receiving a 100 labor point pot on a 2-hour cooldown as compensation for having to deconstruct these bundles. The general consensus from the community on the PTS right now is to err on the side of caution and don't convert your mats to bundles yet. So what does this mean then in terms of mat quantities needed? If you've based your calculations on the old bundle mat requirements rather than the 2.0 bundle mat requirements, you may very well need 5 times the brick, lumber, and iron ingots you thought you did. So the 28x28 chalet's 140 brick bundles means you need to convert 7,000 stone brick, or 21,000 raw stone, 5,000 lumber, or 15,000 logs, and 5,000 iron ingots, or 15,000 iron ore. That is a lot of mats and a ton of labor. Add that to needing a minimum 750 Guildastar requirement to get the 100 blueprints you need, the 300 tax certificates and the 900 gold to make the 3 building modification permits, and this is actually going to be a really pricey upgrade. Next up, what if you change your mind and don't want the house type that you upgraded to anymore? For example, if the armorer house wasn't as useful as you'd hoped and you wanted a trade house instead, could you change? Yes. You can change between the house types for additional mat costs. It's not the full cost of the original upgrade, but it's still substantial. For example, if you upgraded your 500 Gilda 28x28 house and then decided to change it, rather than requiring an additional 140 brick bundles, it would cost 105 brick bundles. The change would also require another full 100 blueprints. But It would not need any building modification permits. So this brings me to a question for all of you. Given the huge costs, do you think the housing upgrades are worth it? Maybe you'd like to know first more about the harvest yield from the upgraded farmhouses, or the turn-in values of the trade packs from the trade pack house. I know I was certainly surprised when I tested it on the PTS. If you're interested, check out my next video, segment 3. As always, thanks for watching, gamers. I'm Foxfires, and this has been segment number 2 of ArcheAge patch 1.8 2.0 Heroes Awaken, Housing Upgrade Specifics.